What's good to you too? How's everyone doing this lovely? Well, I don't even know exactly when I'm going to drop this, so I'm just going to say lovely day, insert day here. This your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me.
What up?
Like we talked about, BMF. We're going to talk about the finale slash season. 50 Cent, man. You might as well call the channel G Unit Entertainment at this fucking point, man. Boy,
Right.
so the finale was like last week. Well, this past Sunday, as I should say. Um, Before I give my thoughts on the season, the finale. Personally, the finale was pretty good and whatnot. It was pretty good. I kind of felt like the ending was a bit anticlimactic in a weird
Right.
way.
Right.
We'll talk about that. So of course, what happened? What happens? So of course, they were getting arrested and whatever because they shot. They I think that time they killed Lamar or whatever. No, no,
Yes.
no, this was before they killed
They
Lamar.
killed the cop.
The cop, yeah,
Yes. Kato killed the cop when she was when
Kato,
the cop was trying to take Demetrius in,
yeah,
and she saved the day. And I think for that scene, like she was trying to prove her loyalty to Meech and the crew, and
yeah,
but there was it was like she was working with Lamar, so it was too little, too late. But yeah, that's what
yeah.
happened. That she killed the cop, and then the other cop, the I forgot his name, Detective.
Ball nigga.
Yeah, he Steve Harris. That's Wood Harris' brother in real life. He was he had all the heat on him from the precinct. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted, and they the female in charge, the female captain in charge, she already felt like he was doing, underhanded dealings with Meech anyway. So she wanted to know like if he was clean or if he was like one of them or whatever. So I think that's the reason why he set out to go after Meech and his crew.
Right. Yeah, man. One thing I loved about that police station scene was when they got out and they were all cheering and shit like that. Like, yeah,
That was funny,
I was laughing and oh boy, flicked them off in the middle.
right? And yeah, they were doing that to piss them off because they knew they couldn't touch them. Like they were running the streets at that time. So
Yeah, man. Let's talk about bitch ass Charles for a minute.
then
Oh, it's a crazy thing, and I was telling this to my homeboy. Charles, I actually like Lamar more than Charles.
really, do you like Lamar more than the father?
Let me tell you, he was a fucking hypocrite. Oh my, it was just. I mean, I get it. I get it. You don't want your son going down that route. I get it,
Right.
but it was just like the way. It was like the way he. I don't even know what it is. It's like you know that money was not yours, but it's like you want to be all like, oh my money, oh. But then when like fucking me try to help him out and stuff, like, oh I didn't want to touch that money or whatever. And then nigga, you're not even with the wife and shit. You don't even live there.
Right.
You still want to run the rules or whatever. It's just like nigga.
Right.
Then
I
and the
think I
finale.
yeah
Go ahead.
yeah no go ahead.
The finale, he pissed me off when he had that smile after like really pissing off that fucking lawyer and whatever and shit like that. Like I be loving the memes they be doing to this
Right.
nigga Charles and shit. Like I be like,
That was
y'all be
funny.
killing me.
But see what I think for Charles like um but see he wanted the money to do something better like with it. Like he was
Hmm.
gonna start his own like car dealership and all that, and he wasn't taking the money to spend on himself. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I think he felt like for him and Lucille that they did all they could do with Meech, and that they were looking out for their daughter and for Terry, and the mother I felt bad for because she was in a tight spot. You know what I'm saying? It's like her oldest was like running the streets, and he was like a big time dealer. And then you got Terry, the younger one, who idolized Meech in the first place, and he wanted to run the streets with him, but he wasn't built for the streets like how Meech was. And Lucille was like she was in the middle because she was like she didn't really want to get rid of Meech in the first place, but he went off and did his own thing, and then they were trying to save Terry, but Terry's living that life too, and so it's like I think after a while that's what ruined Lucille and Charles' marriage, and
Yeah.
you know Lucille is like still trying to get Terry back, you know, and talk to his baby mama so that she can convince him to get out of the life, and because he has a family now, and it worked, and I like that conversation with Meech. I thought it would go sideways. I thought Meech was really gonna get in his feelings and like knock his brother out or something because he wanted to leave the street life alone. And I think Meech, he didn't understand it, probably back then, but maybe now that he's older he understands it now. But I think Terry had a point. Like Terry had a new baby and he wanted to be there for his kid and not get shot again in the eye or end up in jail. So I think Terry did the right thing. But I think like a lot of these cats, these cats on the street when they dealing, it's like they get caught up in the life to the point where they say in the beginning they set out to make a certain amount of money, but then after a while they get caught up and it's like too late. They can't get out of it. And I think for Terry, he was looking at it like, yo, like we're gonna make a certain amount of bread and then leave the life, not stay in it forever. And a lot of them get caught up and they forget that and they just can't get out of it till it's too late. So I think Terry's decision was good. Like he had to do that, you
Right.
know.
Yeah, I definitely hear about what you're saying about that, and that's one thing I can appreciate about this because even though like they base it of course on the real life BMF, and
Right.
now a lot of people want to make this comparisons to Power and
Oh boy,
whatnot, and
it's not power.
it's not. Let me tell you, I like Power. Don't get me wrong, but it's glamorized. It's like more glamorized.
Like
BMF was more gritty and raw, or whatever. Like
yeah,
Lamar killing the kid.
right.
That alone, right? Can you picture Tommy killing? Oh, excuse me, like Kanan killing the kid?
Kanan maybe because Kanan was ruthless. Well, he turned to a ruthless guy. He wasn't like that when he was young. We
Right,
seen like the evolution of Kanan with his chapter, but
right, yeah,
I think Kanan would have did that, not Tommy or Ghost.
gotcha.
You know,
Yeah, man. But what else happened this season?
B Mickey and Kato, their relationship.
I did not really fuck with it. To be honest, those two were my least favorite characters.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and I'm gonna say this once and once and for all. That is not the girl on the Brenda's Got a Baby video. That is not.
They thought that was her.
There's an internet rumor. I don't know who started it.
That's
That
not
is
her.
not. They don't even look alike. So
Nah,
stop.
that's not her.
Let's stop that.
No.
The girl. There was a recent interview the real life actress did about a couple months ago. Yes, I'm gonna be real.
Wow. Who started that rumor?
You know these
That's
conspiracy
crazy.
theories and whatever these motherfuckers like. I'm
No.
just like, yeah. Do you
If that
think she'll
was
be
if that yeah, I was about to say if that was the case, the chick playing Kato would be old. Like
right?
that's not her.
Exactly. But anyway, yeah.
Wow.
I know
People are
like in these
crazy.
I know in these little crime shows, there's always that love story about if you're really real to the streets or real to me,
Right.
and we've seen that.
We've
Like
seen that,
hell,
right?
hell, it's even at the Tyreek with the fucking professor and the basketball.
Right.
See,
That's which is
listen,
still going on now. So
we'll talk about that when that finale. We'll talk about that when that finale hits. But
right.
shit, but I don't know. I'm just like he was just too trusting of her. I don't know. He
Because
was
he loved her. I think he really was feeling her. He was
he
really feeling
loved the
her, and
streets, man.
I think she fell in love with him, and like her thing is, again, she messed up, and she it was too little too late, because if she had told Meech and them from the beginning, they would have killed Lamar earlier in the season. And but
Mm,
the her underhanded stuff that she was doing, and meeting up with Lamar, and like playing both sides, you're gonna end up dead, and that's what happened to her. But I do
right.
feel like she did. I do feel like, and she was the one that told B Mickey in the beginning that she didn't want no relationship. She wasn't trying to go there with him, and end up falling in love with him, and he's the one that end up killing her. But I do feel like it was a real. They really loved each other, and it was. He gonna be feeling that. I think when season 2 comes back, we're gonna still see B Mickey really depressed, because he gonna be thinking about her, because he was already upset that he had to kill her. Because if
I
he didn't kill
felt
her, they was gonna kill him. You know what I mean?
I felt more love between Meech's little sister and that little boy, and then Kato and
Yeah.
whatever his name. I felt more love between them and shit. And they were only together for one episode, running around in the fucking until fucking Lamar killed his ass. I felt more love between that. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it's just the chemistry. I don't know. Maybe.
Big. I think I felt the chemistry with Kato and Mickey. I just felt like she waited too long to say anything, because it made her look like a traitor. It's like what's I was even saying, like, watching those episodes, like, what side is Kato on? Like, are you going to be on with are you with the 50 boys, or are you with Lamar and his crew? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she waited too long to say something, because she knew that, like, Meech already knew. Like, Meech is not dumb. He already knew what was up with her. Like, he had told Terry that he felt like there was something going on with her and B Mickey a long time ago. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
Right.
and I think if she had went to Meech, she would have killed her. But
True.
she went to. That's why she went to Mickey and nobody else. She didn't go to Terry, because Terry would have went back and told Meech. And she went to Mickey because they were sleeping together, and she knew that they were. I think they were like childhood friends, so she knew that she could trust him. But she waited too long, because if she had told him that from when Lamar came out of jail, and had that burden over her, if
Right.
she had told him, if she had told Mickey from then, they could have went after Lamar a long time ago. But she waited too long and was playing both sides, and that's why she got killed.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
True. True shit. True shit.
Yeah.
Um. Can we also give credit for Lamar for bringing popularity back to loose ends? Can you stand it? Can you stop? You know that song? You can't
Yes.
stop the
You
rain.
catch them the ring, right?
Wow. And the
That
episode, The Rain, best episode that season.
You think so? Wow.
Probably the best episode
Really?
that
I
season.
saw people
Yeah.
like posting, like making memes out of it. I'm like, I guess people don't know who loose ends are except for us. So it's
Right.
like, I can't blame the young generation. They don't know who loose ends is. But I'm like,
Hey,
this song's old.
even my brother-in-law had hashtag day like you can't stop the rain. I'm just like, let me tell y'all. Anytime loose ends get some love, I'm down. I'm
And that
down.
that song is not even on the greatest hits. That's not on the
Really?
greatest hits album. Nope, it's not on the greatest hits album.
W-
Yeah, it's not
Wow.
even on there.
They have hanging on the string, right?
Yes, they have every hanging on a string. Choose me, slow down. They don't have can't stop the rain.
Then that's why I don't like greatest hits because and most of the time the artists don't even have the authorization for the greatest hits. It's the labels and
Right.
shit like that just to make a
Oh
quick
yeah,
buck.
yeah. You could tell, like, they even have like some of the '90s stuff when they, like, when Jane and the other member left. So
But y'all don't have you can't. I mean, don't get
no,
that '90s album was not bad at all, but
right.
come on.
Yeah,
I mean,
they don't
hell,
have that
Shaq
song.
and Biggie did a marvelous version of that. Come on now,
Yep.
shit. Yeah, the way he was singing that, and then his little light skinned sidekick was like, "Oh, this boy tripping." I was like, "Damn, he
He
killed his ass."
he fucked up a good thing too, because especially, like, you messed up before with Shorty, and then you come out of jail, you get back in her good graces, then you mess up again. I'm like, he messed up his whole situation with Shorty and her kid, and I
Well,
think it
they
went
did
downhill
kidnap
from
the.
there.
Well,
Huh?
they did kidnap the daughter though, and he was doing good for a minute.
Right.
He was, you got me. He was doing good for a minute,
Right.
but remember they had to pay Lamar back.
Yes.
So
Right.
I felt like kidnapping the okay. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, kidnapping the daughter was a bit too far." I mean,
But they wasn't gonna do. They didn't. They were harmed. They were. They didn't harm her. They wasn't doing nothing to her.
right? Because because they kidnapped the little light skinned sidekick
Yeah.
first, and then because they whooped the motherfucker,
Yeah.
but they didn't harm the daughter.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, he was doing good for a minute. Like he
Mm-hmm.
was trying. At least he was trying and shit.
Right. He was.
But
He
when
was.
he
He got. He got was living with the daughter and the mom, and he took the 50 boy stash and hit it at another spot, and he was really cocky, and then everything started to fall for him.
right, that's how he be.
You know.
Shit. I want to talk about a couple more tonight. Let's talk about the Big L, little light skinned drug dealer, the
Big
Asian
L.
black link.
Oh man.
Shit.
Big L.
I
Big
feel like she'll
L.
be a problem next season.
Yes, I think I don't. I still don't know her background or whatever. Like, what's the deal with Shorty? So, I think it's gonna be interesting to see. You know, what transpires. I don't think she trusts um Meech. Well, and see now is even complicated now because Terry is out of the game, but I think he's gonna come back somehow. I think
Oh,
you
he's
gotta
gonna come
change
back.
up. Yeah, and um, she don't trust Meech enough to do business with him because she don't know him like that. She know of him, but her business dealings is with Terry. But I think eventually Terry gonna come back and he gonna like have Meech a part of it to the point where she gonna have to work with both of them even though she don't want to reluctantly. So I think she might be like the new villain, so to speak, for next season.
Right.
Now that you got Lamar out the way, you know what I'm saying. I mean, I don't know who else is coming in for season two.
Yeah, because I know I have to read up on the BMF history and shit too.
Yeah,
Because
I'm not. I know of them from the music side, not from the street side, because like they were doing the
yes,
mixtapes and stuff in the 2000s. So I
right,
know about them from like the mixtape, the mixtapes and the mixtape DVDs and stuff. They were always on, Smack DVD and all that, come up DVD. But I don't know the street history for them.
same. But
You
yeah,
know,
we talk about all the main points. I don't want to make this too long and shit like
right?
that. But yeah, but
What
yeah,
what what did you think about Snoop as the pastor and
oh,
Eminem as White Boy Rick?
Snoop as a pastor definitely a good presence and shit like that. Um, Eminem was there for like 2 seconds and shit like that,
Right. I'm
but
like they would make it like he had a recurring role. I'm like he was in there for like a
right.
second.
But like maybe he'll be there more and shit. Cause White Boy Rick, he was a huge player back in that times too and shit like that. So,
Right, right.
but yeah, man. I feel like this was a good season.
I think the
Um,
detective is gonna be a problem also. I think he's gonna go after the Meech and the crew.
every time they
And
cast that actor, he's a bad guy. So I won't be
right.
surprised and shit.
And what about Pat? Because we didn't see Pat for a minute. What happens with Pat?
Who was Pat again?
Wood Harris. That was the one that was
Oh,
the dealer that was working giving the coke to Meech and Terry.
I feel
What
like he'll
happens
be
with
a
Pat now?
problem. I feel like
You
he'll
gonna be a
be a
problem?
problem too.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see. You know, does you think Charles moves back home now that Terry's out the game?
Huge possibility.
He'll be there for a minute, and then when Terry goes back in the game, he'll be gone.
Shit. Something
You
tells
know,
me. Something tells. I have a feeling that somewhere in that family is gonna die. I have a strong feeling.
I thought for sure that it would be the father. I thought for sure the
Nah,
father would. You think
and
it's
I
be
think so.
the mother?
Maybe the mother, yeah.
Right.
If not, I feel like the father might be next season, maybe.
I thought Pat was gonna die too. I'm like, so he's still alive. So what happens with him? You know,
But yeah,
interesting.
man. Yeah, man. Now we gotta watch Raising Tyreek.
Yeah,
I mean, not
boy.
Raising. Yeah,
Wrong show.
it's book two. Yeah,
Ghost. Yes,
Ghost book two. Okay, I
that's
said
starting
yes.
off good too.
I love the usage of that Tyler the Creator song.
Right.
Dick, dick.
That's starting
It's
off good.
the actor who played Tyreek said the next episode is gonna be crazy. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
And it's still like a lot of Tariq running around covering his tracks because they don't know who killed his teacher and I mean the professor and he's trying to he had the discussion with Kane about covering your tracks and not letting the murder lead back to him and you still got the sex addict professor who's sleeping with the basketball player and
Bro,
Monet's putting the pressure on her nephew like yo you gotta be in this draft next year because we gonna leave the game and gonna live off of your riches. I just think that's so funny because that's actually shit that's happening. Like a lot of these ball players that leave college early and they're going to NBA. I could imagine the family issues they have in a circle regarding
right.
they financial wealth and all that. So
I was laughing that part when fucking D's daughter,
mm,
Monet's daughter, she was like, "I'm proud of you, D," and then she was smiling. She's like, "Stop cheating so hard to keep." She didn't run the right thing. She's like,
mm.
"I'm proud of you, D."
And I think what's gonna happen this season. I think D gonna break out. She gonna be unleashed, and she
Oh
gonna
yeah,
she gonna get Tariq because you can see that coming. Like she and Tariq have something going on, and she gonna just say screw Monet, I'm gonna do me, and that's what's gonna happen. She gonna start disobeying Monet, and she gonna start seeing Tariq on the low. And Tariq, he still got the other chick, on his campus that like him too. So he gonna be juggling women and coke. What a life.
right. And then my nigga Lorenz Tate is in the season too, so
Right,
I'm like, "Oh shit!"
right. Yeah, they have to make him a main character this season for his chapter coming up. Cause his chapter is the last one after Tommy. So
I cannot wait for that. Lorenz
yeah,
Tate. Oh man,
I don't know
that's
how they gonna. It has to be good enough for people to want to watch multiple seasons of his story. Because right now I don't see his chapter going for a long time.
Well, I like the brother. His brother is a good
His brother
precedent
funny,
and shit like
right?
that. If his brother keeps him in line,
Hmm.
then maybe we might have something and shit like that. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. That's why they had to like figure out a way. Like yo, we got to get this nigga in one of these chapters because we got his own chapter coming up.
Right. Yo,
You
50 is
know.
winning.
Yeah, yo.
Fif-
It's
Yo,
it, it, it
his casting game. Woo!
Stars has become G Unit Central. It's nothing but G Unit stuff.
Right.
You
Wait,
know.
ain't that show P Valley still on that on Stars and shit?
I think that's coming back.
Yeah, everyone's gonna forget about P Valley. It's like, oh,
You're
it
right.
ain't 50 Cent. He ain't watching.
Yeah, for real. They need to bring back For Life. For Life was a good show and they canceled it after like 2 seasons.
I heard that was coming back on streaming, but I don't know how true that is and shit.
Oh, it is okay. Put it on
I have
Stars.
I never watched For Life. I want
It
to
was
do
good
that.
and it's based on a true story.
Yeah. Yo, no matter what you can say about Fate, he's winning. He
Oh yeah,
is.
the
He's
the big
he's
screen is his thing.
for real. It's like all his other people like Jove, Ja Rule, did tax evasion festivals.
Man,
Um, well, Jadakiss, he's still winning and shit like that. Oh,
yeah, man.
Rick Ross still doing his
Yeah, he got a new album coming.
yeah,
Yes,
the church
Driver
photograph
Driver
album.
Miss Daisy.
Right.
I don't like that album cover, and I love Rick Ross, but that album cover is a no for me. I hope he has an
But
alternate cover. I'm saying, I hope
please,
that's
like a
not the cover,
deluxe
man.
edition.
I can't see myself getting there and I'm like and showing like this is Driver Miss Daisy. You know,
We can stay on for another 5 minutes and shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah, man.
50 doing this thing. Yeah, he definitely casting the right people. You know.
I like all this black representation on
Yeah.
the media now, and like movies,
It's
shows, and
it's
shit like that.
a lot of good, a lot of new dope content for our people.
For real.
There's been a lot
Oh,
of
wow.
I can't remember. I think this is like the like might be like the first year in like 20 years that I've watched a lot of black films and television because I haven't done that since the 90s really.
I'm saying.
You know. Yep. I just watched a new show on streaming and it's dealing with like relationships and like this guy like he was married for 7 years to this white chick and then he had a divorce because he wasn't really in love with her and then he's like on back on the dating scene again and it's really about like his dating. I know you would love it because you you know what I'm saying it's about him having like one night stands and dating different chicks and still trying to get over his marriage.
Interesting. What's it
You
called?
know, what is it called? Love something. I gotta send you the post. It's on HBO Max, and the first season had Anna Kendricks from Pitch Perfect, and then season 2 now is focused around on this African American guy, and he was married to a white woman, but he wasn't really in love with her. For after realizing that after 7 years, he wasn't really in love with her.
Wow.
Yeah.
You wasted
So
7 years of your life with a white woman.
yes, right. So and he realized that now. He's still miss her, but he's like he wasn't really in love with her like that, and he felt like he did it because his parents to make his parents happy. His parents actually his mom is the OG Aunt Viv. She plays his mom in the show.
Oh, wait. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Janet Hubert actually come. Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay.
Yes. And
Let me
yeah,
guess.
like hmm?
The guy is dark skin, right?
Yes, of course.
Of
He's like your
course.
complexion. He's your complexion.
Always a dark skinned brother going after the white girls, of course.
Right. And he lives in New York City and his parents live in Detroit. So, he goes back to Detroit with his sister is a lesbian and she's like the
Love life.
right, love life, that's right. She's like the hard rock. And she's also on Saturday Night Live. 'Cause I saw her last week on there. The one that's playing his sister. So she's like the party lesbian, the party animal lesbian that, she her mouth is like reckless and she's always ready to fight or whatever. But she's there for her brother. And like when and I think like in the first episode like he but like after he told the wife that um they were getting a divorce because the wife found out he was cheating. He was like talking to other chicks or whatever and they got a divorce and then he ended up she ended up kicking him out of the crib and he went to live with his sister and the sister's like get over it, she wasn't the one for you. They went to Detroit to visit their parents. His parents always had high hopes for him, so he felt like coming home he felt like he was like a letdown to them after the divorce. So it's all about his dating scene after he gets divorced from this white woman. But it's funny though, it's a funny season.
Is it like black comedy, a beat, family friendly
It's sort
comedy?
of like it's not it's gentrified. I want to say it's
Uh,
it. I mean it's gentr. Well, it's being that it's New York City and it's gentrified. It's like
oh,
di-
insecure funny.
right like that. It's like that right. But I think
Yeah.
insecure is more. It has more black humor than Love Life do.
I don't know. I
You know
saw
what
a
I'm saying?
couple episodes of Insecure. I only call
You
it
don't like
black.
Insecure?
No.
Really? I thought that you was a fan of that show.
What, just because it's a black
No,
woman?
well, I think it's a good show overall. Like, but I think with
I'm
their
not an
their
Issa Rae
humor,
fan.
I think their humor is geared towards more our people than any other race. Because I think there's certain things that they do on that show that any other race couldn't relate to
That's
that.
that's that's how I felt about the Carmichael show, but they canceled that.
And you see
I,
where that's at, right?
well, see, something about Issa Rae, I just never liked her.
You
She
know, like
just,
the
I've never really been a fan of the awkward black girl. I was never a big fan of that
right.
and shit like this.
See,
So
I went to school with chicks like that that was like awkward and they
yeah,
felt like
same,
they wasn't cute enough for the hot guy or whatever. So
same. But at the same time, I don't like the way she does it. It's just
right,
I just sometimes feel like she wants to add a little white touch to it, and it's like you like what you meant is gentrified and shit. You know,
right.
I like Atlanta. I see Atlanta, the Childish Gambino show. That's comedy I like. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's
So
good too.
real
That's good too.
in your face, the slightly vulgar kind of comedy and shit. You
Right,
know,
right.
like the
I
curb your enthusiasm comedy. You know.
right. I think I think like Issa just goofy. She just do goofy stuff on that show. So it's almost like you're rooting for her, but it's like you know the other shoe is gonna fall and something bad is gonna happen. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Something bad did happen. The show started. Yeah.
Well, it's ending. It's ending. This is the final season, so
Uh, yeah. Until the reboot happens 10 years from now.
oh lord, I ain't not watching no reboot for that. I heard HBO starting to do that too with a Sex in the City and they want to do a True Blood reboot. I'm like I watched True Blood for 7 seasons. I'm definitely not doing another reboot for that shit.
Yeah, like you want to see
You
Sarah
know,
Jessica
only
Parker's
really
face.
the first three, only the first three really from like True Blood was like the best. And like once they changed writers, like the show went downhill from there. And I still watched it for 7 years. I'm like, I'm not doing no reboot for that. I don't care who they bring.
Shit, they really trying to bring back Sex in the City.
Yeah, they bring
Like
that
we
back.
trying,
They do.
like
They
we
doing
want to
it.
see we want to see Sarah Jessica Parker's face again and shit. Like,
They bringing that back. They mentioned the True Blood reboot. I'm like, what are they doing? And they like and then y'all come out with. I didn't see the Sopranos film, but I don't. I think it's way too late to put out a Sopranos motion picture.
I
But they
heard it
should
was
have did that.
bad.
I didn't watch it. But it's on streaming. But I'm like, they should have did that like 12 years ago when the show was actually still on the air. You know.
Yeah, a lot of people say it's not that good.
I'm like, I ain't watching that. I totally forgot what happened. I watched The Sopranos every year that it was on. I totally forgot what happened after a while. I'm like, I don't care to watch that.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch The Sopranos myself.
Yeah, yeah. You can imagine, like what I wanted for them to bring back was The Wire. That's the show they should have brought back. That they should have never took over in the first place.
Yeah, they ain't
You
gonna
know,
bring that back.
I'm like, come on, man. Y'all want to bring back Sex and the City, but y'all won't bring back the actual good shows that people want to see.
Y'all trying to bring back Head of the Class.
I'm not watching that. That wasn't even one of my favorite shows. I'm like, why would I? I'm not even trying to watch no reboot for that. They crazy. They don't know what to do anymore. It's like everything is a reboot now.
A reboot or a sequel.
Right. That we don't need after like 30 something years.
Hell, the new Ghostbusters saw.
Did you watch it? I didn't see it yet.
I saw some of it. I just
It's
don't like.
bad?
I don't like Leslie Jones. It's not good. It's like
No,
they
not
try to.
that one. The new one, the actual third sequel, Afterlife.
No, I didn't see that one.
Okay. Cause that's the actual third sequel. The reboot was with Leslie Jones and Melissa McCarthy. I actually thought that one was funny, but it the villain wasn't he wasn't like Ghostbusters, material. You know.
Are you watching the Beatles documentary?
Yeah, someone watch that. Someone watch that.
I hear it in the background. That's why.
No, that was the commercial for it. I forgot. When is that? That's streaming now. I gotta definitely check that out.
Yeah, because that's like the original Get Back tapes when they were fucking arguing and shit.
Yeah. Oh boy. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's a reboot. Reboot
Yeah,
this,
they don't
reboot
know
that.
what they doing, man. They don't know what they doing. I'm like, can we get some fresh new content? Like, there's fresh new content on streaming.
How they're gonna do a dramatic reboot of Fresh Prince.
I saw somebody post that too. I'm like, I'm not watching it out.
Trying to make it more serious.
It's like I feel like I'm a grandfather now. Like this the shit that I grew up on when I was like a teenager is coming back now with reboots like Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I was still in elementary school when that was on the air. Now they doing a reboot for that. You know what I'm saying? I remember when True Blood came on in the 2000s and they doing a reboot for that and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Everything's a reboot of House Party, and I went to see House Party like back in the 90s. I'm like, what are they doing?
A reboot of Saved by the Bell.
Right, Saved by the Bell reboot. I'm like, what? How y'all doing that?
And they had like a 2 minute tribute to Destin Diamond and shit.
Right, I forgot he passed away. I forgot he passed away. Rest in peace, Screech, man. He was
This
funny.
trailer, this trailer looks bad.
What's that?
The Fresh Prince trailer.
I ain't even watching that, man. That's blasphemy. Like shows that I grew up watching is like they're doing a reboot for these shows now. Like why? What was the whole point of putting stuff on streaming then? Like I thought that was the whole point. Like you can go to streaming and watch old stuff and new stuff. It's like people are that lazy to go on streaming and watch the OG one day at a time or different strokes. You know, I don't get it, man. You got Blu-rays, they got box sets for these shows, so it's not like people can't watch it. They just put out a 4K for Menace to Society. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Last thing we need is a Menace to Society reboot. Oh,
Oh
let's
God.
remake Menace to Society. Let's remake Menace to Society. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it
No.
gentrified. Let's make it gentrified. Like no, leave it the way it is with Tyron Turner and Lorenz Tate.
Right.
You know, I don't get it, man. Just
Yeah.
wasting scripts.
Wasting money.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, I'm gonna call it a night with this video
yeah.
and shit like that.
All right.
Yeah, this was dope. If y'all haven't watched it, watch BMF streaming on Stars and whatnot.
Yes,
And
yes.
I will see y'all later.
All
Peace.
right.
Y'all have a good night.
Peace.